Good morning, everyone. We're going to start laying down. Whoops. Have a block nearby. Um, you might want your strap. I don't think you're going to really need it. We're going to use hands more than anything. But if you like your strap, go ahead and grab that as well. And then come on down to your mat. And you're like, how was that for a big sigh? You can have your feet on the ground or you can have your legs straight for now. Just see how it feels in your body this morning, depending on where you are and what you're laying on. And then maybe the hands rest at the lower belly, the back of the neck, nice and long, the shoulders softly descending down to the floor. And just check in with your body. Start to take some very purposeful inhales and exhales. Maybe turn the head one way and then the other, just stretching it out. And then allow your head to come right to center. Feel the breath move in and out through your belly. And then with your mind's eye, imagine that your breath, instead of coming in through your nose, is actually coming in through your feet. So just go along with it, even if you don't see it in your mind's eye. But imagine as you take an inhale, that breath moves in through your feet, excuse me, and all the way up through the legs, all the way up through the torso to the crown of the head. And then it moves right back down to your feet. Excuse me. Little sip of water. And again, imagining the breath moving in through your feet, all the way up to the crown of the head. Nice deep breath. Exhaling from the crown of the head all the way back down to your feet. And as you work with this breath, feel the connection of the feet to the earth. Even if you have to go down a few layers through your mat, through the floor to the earth, feel that connection. Maybe start to tap into some of the energy in the earth, and then draw both the breath and the energy up from your feet all the way up your torso, all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, letting all of that go, moving it all the way back down, both your breath and energy back to the floor, back to the earth. And as you do this, maybe you imagine all of the life happening under your feet. And imagine all of the life happening all around your body. And maybe even imagine that your one breath is joined with all the other breaths, all the other movement. Good. One more breath right here. And then release your hands, open your eyes if they're closed, release your hands from your belly. Maybe they go out in T position, maybe they're in cactus, wherever they are, just a little bit out of the way. And then take your feet wide on your mat and just start to rock a little side to side. You don't even have to take your knees low. Just allow your knees to go to one side and the other. You'll feel yourself moving across the glutes, maybe toward the hips, across the sacrum. You're just starting to check it out. And then go maybe a little bit lower, a little bit deeper. Again, mindful of your particular body, your hips, where you're at this morning. And just let the shoulders notice, right? As the knees go one direction, the shoulders move a little bit on the opposite side. You just a little bit of freestyle here. So if knees wide bothers you, take the feet in closer, still rolling from one side hip to the other. Good. And remember, I'm attempting to mirror these days. So if I say left and I'm on my right, that's why. Good. So the next time your knees are over to the right, go ahead and pause for a moment and feel what's happening in the hips and in the legs. And again, adjust the legs if you feel your knees here. The arms are spread out on either side of your body. And then take a really deep breath in and just arch your back. And exhale, let it settle back down. You're not pressing down necessarily, you're just letting it come to neutral. And then inhale, reach the ribs out. Exhaling down. Good. One more right here. Lift and exhale it down. And take knees center, go to the other side. Knees are over to the left. You're just pausing here for a moment, adjusting as you need to. And then take a big deep breath into that right side. Exhale it down to the floor. Good. Two more. Inhale. Exhale it out. And one more. Take it in. Exhale it. And take both knees to center. Take the soles of the feet together. Let the knees splay out to the sides. Again, mindful of your knees, right? Mindful of your body, your hips, and then just rock again, side to side. Just checking it all out. Feel like a little teeter totter here. And then bring your knees to center. Press the feet into the floor and see if you can lift your hips a few inches off the floor, just a few. Squeeze the outer hips, squeeze the glutes, and let it come down. Good. And again, lift the hips, squeeze the hips, squeeze the glutes, and down. If this hurts your feet for any reason, just go to flat feet. Lift your hips, squeeze your hips, and come on back down. Good. And then bring your knees together. Separate, not together, but back to center. Separate your feet. Grab one of your blocks and place the block underneath your sacrum. So take it at the lowest level, even if you can go higher, because I don't want this to be a back bend, right? Warming up through the hips and the knees. Your arms can be wherever they're comfortable. Shoulders are down. Back of the head is comfortable, and there's space behind your neck. All right, so from here, I want you to press into your feet and lift your hips up off your block. If that's too high for you, remove the block and just do it from the floor. Good, and lower down. Nice, press into your feet, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes, and lower down. Three more right here, lift and lower and lift. Yep, and lower. Good, one more right here, lift. Hold right here, move your block out of the way and lower back down. And then bring your feet and your knees together. Press your hands into the floor, or they can be cactus. Lift both hips, squeeze. Turn the knees out and let the legs separate. My feet are not touching, but my glutes are still off the floor. lower down to the floor, lift the hips back up, bring the knees back to hips width, and lower down. There you go. Okay, little baby flow here. Lift the hips, turn the knees out to a wide butterfly, lower the hips to the floor, lift those babies back up, squeeze the thighs back together, and lower down. Let's do three more. Press up, very much on purpose here. Everything toning in towards center. Open the knees out to the side, lower the hips down, squeeze yourself back up, squeeze the knees toward each other, and lower down. Two to go. Here we go. Lift up, turn them out, lower them down, lift them back up, squeeze them back in and down. We got one more. Press up, squeeze the knees out. Now hold here for a second and just feel that work, right? My feet are not touching, my legs are hips width apart, or my feet are. And I'm just working those external rotators and feeling that. Now lower down. Whoo, good. Press it back up. Hold. Bring the knees back to center and lower back down. Well done, everybody. Bring your knees to your chest. And then either put your hands under your sacrum just to help support your lower back, or leave them out to the side. Take both legs up. If your hands are not under your sacrum, use your hands to open those legs out to the sides. Now, if your hands are here, stay there, right? You can still open up out to the side and think about these lovely little inner thighs, right? The adductor muscles. I want you to give a little squeeze to your lower belly and then squeeze the legs in as if you were squeezing through water or mud, right? And then open them back up and squeeze them in. You can use the hands here if you want, but I'm asking you not to like push the legs open. Just using those hands for support. Bring them in, squeeze them in, and open. Good. Squeeze them in. Last one here. Open them out wide and squeeze them in. Good. Release the legs, maybe shake out those ankles a little bit. And then take the legs back up. Your hands are to your outer thighs. The belly is toned in, your back is neutral. Now, press your hands into your outer thighs, outer knees, and then open those legs up with resistance. So I'm resisting those legs. And then take the hands to the inside and resist again. Outside, resist. Inside, squeeze in and resist. Good. Outside, resist, resist, resist. Inside, you feel that a little bit more, at least I do. Outside, good. Squeeze inside. Last one. Outside and squeeze in. Good. Release. Bend your knees, circle out those ankles. We're almost done with this little bit. I don't know what's going on with my voice this morning. All right, your knees are to your chest. Take the legs straight up. Open them out to the side. Bend your knees to a wide, weird supine Baddha Konasana. Bring the knees together and take them up. Here we go. Take them out. Bend the knees, heels come to glutes. I want you to squeeze those into your level. Bring the knees in and up. Let's do a little resistance. The hands to the outside. Resist. Bend the knees. Hands to the inside. Squeeze them in and take them up. Hands to the outside. Resist. Bend your knees. Wide Baddha Konasana. Hands to the inside. Squeeze. Three more. Up we go. Outside hands. Take them out. Bend the knees. You're already going to feel those inner thighs. Squeeze them in. Good. Take the legs up. Two more. Outside. Bend the knees. Inside and up. Last one. Hands outside. Resist. Bend the knees. Hands inside. Squeeze them back in. Take the legs up, everybody. Take your hands under your sacrum. Flex both feet. Lower your left leg only. couple inches off the floor, take it up. Other leg down, couple inches from the floor, take it up, squeeze your belly, and left leg down and up. Right leg down and up. Last set. Left leg down, hold. One, you're here. Two, you release the hands. Three, you reach for that left foot. Watch your head, neck. Don't let the head hang. You can take one hand behind your head just to support it, warming up that cute little belly of yours. There you go. Breathe. Lower the upper body. Take the left leg up. Lower the right leg. Squeeze it all in. One, you're here. Two, you're reaching. Maybe one hand behind the head to support your neck. Breathe. And lower the head, both legs to your chest. Oh, circle out the ankles and roll yourself over to one side. Nice job, everyone. Feel free to sit on your blanket if you'd like. Don't think you'll need a block or anything, so I wouldn't worry about that. Maybe start cross legged if you can. If you can't, go wide legs with your heels on the floor. All right, inhale, take it up. Exhale, right arm down, left arm over. I got to remember that I'm mirroring. Inhale, take it up. Other side, reach. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm reaches. Good, and up. Exhale, left hand down. One more, both sides, everybody. Just getting every little part of our bodies warmed up. And center. Other side. Big deep breath. Come on up. Twist everything to your right. Let the hands come down. Nice little twist here for our spine. And then just turn the head back to the left and over to the right. Just warming up, moving that neck a little bit. Good. Release the head. Take the arms up. Twist everything to the left. Hands come back down. Hold your twist and then maybe move the neck. Move the head. Yep, you got it. And release. Inhale up. Take it back to center and let it go. Good. Roll your shoulders. Now, take your right leg out to the side. Your left leg is really, if it can be tucked into your thigh, that's great. If it can't, maybe you come out, come out, come out. Maybe we're going to end up here, but if you need to, you can take that other leg wherever it is okay for your knee. Now, fire up the leg that's on the floor. Watch the knee, right? Make sure it's not going to get hyperextended. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, I want you to swan dive part way down. And then take both hands into your back pockets and lift your chest. Right? Because where do we go? We dive down. We don't want to dive down. We want to stay lifted. So once you have this, right, this wide open shoulder, just take the hands in front of you. Now, I know some of you that can take it all the way to the floor. And if you can do so without rounding, go for it, right? Maybe you take those hands a little bit forward, but right away, I'm feeling my chest move forward. And we're playing with this inner thigh a little bit, right? So we're mindful there. You can feel that inner knee a little. So I'm just going to bring my leg in a little bit more and take some of that pressure off. And breathe. Right? How do you feel? What would happen if the hands were outside instead of forward, right? Forward is where we live so much of the day. What if we take the hands wide? And breathe. Feel your whole right thigh get really long. Feel the heel dig into the floor just a little bit, right? We're just hanging out. We did a little bit of inner thigh work last class. Here we are again. Deep breath, everyone. Good. And then press your hands into the floor wherever you were. Open that shoulder back up. Grab your block and take the block to the inside of your right leg. Inhale, reach up. Now, you're either going to take your hand to the block, you can take your hand to the floor, you can take your elbow, forearm to the block and reach over. Big side stretch here. So be mindful, see how that feels for you. right? That left hip stays down on the floor. You're just stretching it out. Breathe. And then turn your whole torso toward the right leg. Reach forward over that leg. You can use your block here if you'd like. Kind of fun if you've got the range of motion to put your block at the end of your foot. That's it. Good morning, hamstrings. Good. Wherever you are, release. Come on up. Here I am singing to my hamstrings. What has this world come to? All right. So you're here. Release that poor leg that's been bent all that time. Bring the other one in. That in itself is a little bit of a counter pose, right? And then flex your foot, engage this leg. Inhale, reach up. Swan dive forward, any amount or no amount. Maybe the hands come out to the sides. Maybe they come into your back pockets to remind you to pull the shoulders back. Where is it for you this morning? And notice where you feel the stretch, right? For me, it's all the way up through the inner thigh, but it's also in the inner knee for me, which is one of my little tender spots. So I'm really mindful how deep I go, that I'm not stressing out that inner knee, inner hamstring. So just notice. So maybe your hands stay sideways, maybe they come forward, the shoulders broaden out again, and we find our stretch on this side. Just breathe, everybody. All right, come on up, lift up, roll your shoulders back, take your block to the inside of your left leg. It can be higher, by the way, right? Doesn't have to be down low. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, your left hand comes to the block any way you want, maybe comes to your foot, and you stretch over that right arm. That's it. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to go for an 8-mile hike. Halfway down was an amazing waterfall, and we jumped in the water and swam to the waterfall. That water was cold, but it was invigorating. So, oh, good. And then turn yourself toward that foot and find your stretch on this side. And again, you don't need to go really deep. You don't have to go really deep. On this side, hamstring is much tighter. So I don't reach with the block. It's a little too far reach, especially this early in class. That's it. One more good deep breath, everybody. And bring yourself up. Good. Final one. I know we're sitting for a long time today. Is both legs out at an angle. Once again, you can sit on a blanket here. What that does is lift the hips up, which will help you move the pelvis forward a little bit. Now, again, I know I can picture at least two of you out there that can just probably face plant down to the floor. I never have. I don't know that I ever will in this lifetime. So I go where my body tells me to go. So I want you to do the same and just draw the pelvis forward, right? Draw the belly button forward. Maybe you are straight up, right? Maybe you're here and that's all the stretch those inner legs need. But just notice, where are you? Find your spot. More and more yoga is less about it's for me, it's detail, right? It's alignment, it's all of that. But then and always, it is about the experience in your body. So, where is that experience for you? Can you breathe here? Are you sitting in some level of pain that you can ameliorate, right? Can you let go of some of that? Can you change something that changes your experience in the pose? Good. All right, come on up. Draw those legs together. Lordy, bend your knees. Hold on to them for a moment. Oh, yeah. And release it, everybody. All right. That's enough of that. Have your blocks toward the front of your mat. Maybe use a blanket for your knees, right? Always nice to cushion those knees, especially if you're on a hard surface. Come on to your hands and your knees. Just a couple little cats and cows. Let's shake that out. So, forward folds, right? A lot of that was forward folding. You can really tap into that low back and it can get cranky on you. So, a few little cats and cows, a few big rolls of the ribs, right? Big circle rolls of the ribs. Really going to straighten that out a little bit for you. Let some of that tension go. And then bring yourself to neutral. Step your left foot forward. Take your hands to your blocks and lift up. So here we are, right? First little lunge. I'm going to engage this back glute. I'm going to check my front foot, front knee alignment. And I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. See where it's going. See where that quad wants to go. And the challenge to a lot of lunges is being on that back knee. So you want to make sure you're at the top of that knee, almost to the muscle, right? You want to be on the top of it, not dead center on the kneecap, because that can really be tricky. And then optionally, bend your back leg, whoo, and release it. Watch the knee here. Bend, squeeze, and release. One more bend, squeeze. If you can, hold the squeeze, right? You may cramp up. That hamstring might not be ready for this. If you cramp up, you can let go. Breathe, maybe lift up onto the fingertips. Squeeze the belly in, maybe transition your hands to your knee. Lift up. Now we got a big old stretch happening, especially for that quadricep. That's it. Find it, find it, find it. Whoo. Good. Release, hands back down, leg back down. Nice, sweet stretch. Bring the left leg back. Step forward with your right. Here we are on this side. Start easy. Find your breath. Check it out, right? So, in this nice deep lunge, we're stretching that front quad. We're stretching, it's the back leg, but it's the front of that back leg, the quadricep, the psoas muscle. It's joyful. It feels good. That's what I was saying toward the end of that hike. All right, here we go. When you're ready, make sure you're not sitting on the kneecap. See if you can bend the leg and release it. Good. Bend and squeeze the heel in and release. Last one. Bend, squeeze. See if you can hold it this time. Little tone to the lower belly. Come to your fingertips. See how that feels. Check your front foot. Are you staying grounded there? Take your hands to your knee. See if your chest, if you'll just lift up just a little bit more. It may not. Big deep breath. And release. Hands come to your block. The back leg releases. And you slide the right leg back and slide the right leg, or slide the right leg back, slide the left leg forward. Your hands are on your blocks. Do want you to be mindful, especially if they're up high, right? They get tippy when they're high. So press into your hands, lift your back knee, squeeze your back glute, reach with your chest, come to your fingertips. Yep, breathe. Remember, we've been talking about scissoring the inner thighs toward each other. Isometric work, right? We squeeze them together, we press through the back leg, fingertips to your knee, lift your chest. Inhale the arms up. Nice high lunge here. Reverse slowly. Hands come to your knee. Lean forward. Fingertips to your block. Hands to your block. Lower your knee. I know we're doing this slow, but I want to make sure you feel balanced and stable. Bring the left leg back. Bring the right leg forward. Hold. Here we are. Here we are. Flip your toes under. Lift your knees. Squeeze the inner thighs toward each other. Press into your back leg. Fingertips. Check your front foot. Is it stable? Hands to knee. You're still a little bit forward. Press up. Find your lunge. Take the arms up. Big deep breath, everybody. Hands to knee. Lean forward a little bit. Fingertips, hands down with your knee. Bring that leg back, switch sides. You know we're going to get a little bit tougher, so pick your poison here. Your hands are on your blocks. Lift your knee off the floor. Scissor the thighs toward each other, engage the glutes. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you're at fingertips. Maybe your knee. Maybe the chest lifts. Reach the arms up. Hold on. Find your breath. Want you to bring your elbows to your side body. Reach the arms back as you bring the chest down. Bring the hands back in. Lift up. See if you got two more. Squeeze center. Reach back. Bring it in. Lift it up. You can do this knees down, by the way. Squeeze in. Reach back. Squeeze up. Good. Hands to knee. Fingertips to your block. That's on purpose. Hands to the block. Lower your knee. Switch sides. Right leg forward. One side always different from the other, almost always. Make sure your stance is wide enough. Here we go. Lift your knee. You can keep the knee down. You know you. Trust yourself. Fingertips to your blocks. Make sure they're steady. Just transition to your knee. Lift your chest. Take the arms up. Scissor the inner thighs toward each other. Engage that back leg. Push into the back leg, right? And then imagine you're holding a ball, but you're going to bring it into your belly and then reach the arms back. And then bring it forward and lift up. Good. In toward the belly, reach back, drop that chest. Inhale, yeah, feel that front leg. Last one, squeeze it in, reach it back. Squeeze it in, stand those arms up. Take your hands to your knee. Fingertips to your block, hands to your block. Lower your knee and step back with your right knee. Set your blocks aside, walk your hands well forward, and squeeze back, puppy stretch. That's it, everybody. Good. Come on up. Your blocks are back on your mat. They're back up at the high level. In fact, bring your blocks kind of in the middle of your mat. I think that'll be easier than transitioning. So from here, step forward with your left leg. Here we are. Lift your right knee. Scissor the legs. And then turn your back foot to the side position. I want you to take your inner block that's inside your left foot. I want you to come to fingertips, start to lift. Take your hand to your knee, lift up the rest of the way. Warrior 2. Gaze over your front fingers. Notice how you feel here, right? What's happening with your body? What's happening with your legs? Press into your back leg and breathe. Take your back hand to your hip. Look at your block. Put your fingertips on your block. Press your knee, your inner knee into your hand, or your arm rather. Open up your chest. Take the arm up, extended side angle. Maybe wiggle your fingers and breathe. Good. Transition, turn it around. Both hands to the blocks. Engage or straighten your back foot, lower your knee. Switch sides. So far, so good. Right foot forward, hands are on your blocks. Lift your knee, squeeze it in. Your right block is inside your right ankle. Come to your fingertips, your other hand comes to your waist. Drop your back foot side position. Take your hand to your knee, push up, Warrior two. Yay! Right, this is old hat for most of us. Warrior two. Breathe. Take your back hand to your hip. Look at your block and put your fingertips there and just breathe. Now, your knee presses gently into your arm. Your arm presses gently back into your knee. Chest opens, arm comes up, extended side angle. Find your breath. Good. And then turn yourself around, both hands to your blocks. Straighten your back foot, lower your knee, and release. Good. Shake it out, everybody. How's that feeling so far? All right. Set your blocks aside. Plant your hands. Lift your knees, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Oh, yeah. And then walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Maybe not. Move your blanket out of the way. Bend your knees, hands to knees, and come on up. Awesome. Shake it out and come up to the front of your mat. Your blocks are going to be there if you want them, if you need them. So maybe set the blocks up on end at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe hands come to blocks. Knees are soft, your hips and your ankles are lining up, getting a nice sweet hamstring move there. Bend your knees and step back with your right foot. Right? Here we are. Here we were, right? We were here, now we're here again. Squeeze the inner thighs, come to your fingertips, lift your chest. Breathe. Hands to knee, lift your chest. Arms come up. Find your breath. You can always have that back knee on the floor. Good. Imagine you're holding on to the ball. You're going to bring it down to your belly. Reach the arms back. Drop your chest. Bring it back up and squeeze. Two more. Down we go. And back. And up. Woo. Last one. I think that's the hardest move, right? And up. Breathe. Hands come down to your blocks. Drop your back foot to the side position. This time your block is to the outside of your ankle. Take your fingertips of your left hand on the block. Take your right hand to your hip. Take your hand to your knee. Push into that knee. Lift up to warrior two. Find your breath. I know, right? Breathe, breathe. Good. Reverse it. Back hand to hip. Front hand comes down to your block. Breathe. Press your leg toward your arm toward your leg. Open up that chest. Take the arm up. Extended side angle. Yeah. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You got this. And then circle that arm around. Take both hands to both blocks. Lower your knee. Blocks up high. I don't want to do down dog. So swap that leg. Bring your right leg forward. Lift your knee off the floor. Engage. Fingertips of your block. Then to your knee. Then lift up. Then rise up. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze that imaginary ball to your belly. Reach back and take it up. Reach back and lift up. When we move like that, boy, does that challenge your balance. Reach back and reach up. Woo. Yeah, good. Take your right hand to that block outside your ankle. Your left hand goes to your hip. Your back foot drops to the side position. Come to your fingertips. Come to your knee. Lift up warrior two. Oh, feeling those legs. Back hand to hip. Front hand to block, right? Open up your shoulder. Squeeze your belly. Lift the arm up, extended side angle. Breathe, breathe. And turn back toward your blocks. Straighten your back foot, listen up, step forward. And lower those hands to the floor, just an easy forward fold. Good. Sit your blocks out of the way. Bend your knees. Come on up to standing. Shake it out, everybody. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of moving around our mat. We're going to do many of the same components, but we're going to move. So I just want you to be comfortable with this idea that you could come to a forward fold. Let's see, I'll step back. I'm just showing you in case. Step back with, say, your right leg. Turn yourself to the center and then turn yourself the other way. So that's what we're going to be doing, is this kind of back and forth thing. Okay? All right, here we go. Breathe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down. Just feel your forward fold. Does this forward fold feel different than your others, right? Can you play in space? A lot of times we do these basic poses and we think, oh, yeah. I've done this a million times, but you haven't, right? This is a brand new pose right here. Bend your knees and step back with your right leg. Hold your lunge if you can. Squeeze the legs together. One, you're here, two, the knees on the floor. Hands to knee, lift up, squeeze it up. You got it. Just one time. Elbows to side body, reach back and reach forward. Lift up. Take your arms out to the side, warrior two. Woo, I'm feeling good. Take your forearm to your thigh, extended side angle. Nice deep breath, everyone. Good. Turn your body back toward that front leg, hands to the floor, straighten your back foot. And then turn yourself toward the left, toward the right, so that you're in a wide leg forward fold. And breathe. And then keep walking your hands to the right side. Now, the tricky part here is making sure your feet are wide enough for stability, right? Because if you're here, wide leg, and you're even, when you turn, you might be a little tightrope walking. So fire up the legs. Remember, you can lower your left knee, come to your knee, lift your chest, take the arms up, elbows bend, reach back, take it forward, take it back up. Woo, yeah. Breathe. Turn your back foot to the side. Watch the front knee doesn't follow you. And reach out, warrior two. Take your front forearm to your front thigh. Reach the arm over, extended side angle. Lots of variations here. This one more accessible. Breathe. Turn yourself toward the front. Hands to the floor. Walk yourself to the middle. I know, little flow work today. Turn yourself back to the left. You're back in a lunge. Breathe. Squeeze the legs together, hands to knee. Lift up. Lift your chest, take the arms up. Big deep breath. Good, listen up here. Going to get just a little trickier. Hands to hips, straighten your front leg. Squeeze the heck out of your butt. Your back leg, right? There's your stability. Bend your front leg. Inhale up. Elbows in close, lean forward. Take it back up. Transition, warrior two. Extended side angle. Breathe. Turn the body toward that leg. Hands to the floor. Walk it center. I hope you're staying with me here. All the way to the other side. Legs are wide enough apart. Hands to knees. Lift up. Reach up. Big deep breath. Straighten your front leg as you take your hands to your hips. Just feel that a lot of, for some people, I won't say a lot, but for some people, that's very challenging for balance. Little hummingbirds right in front of my eyes. Good. Reach up. Open to warrior two. Now, I know some of you, watch that front knee, right? You turn from here to here, and that knee wants to just follow you around. So keep your alignment. Forearm to thigh. Reach over. Find your breath. Turn back to your front leg. Hands to the floor. Turn it back to the middle. Bend your knees and come on up. Shake it out. So flow is an interesting term, right? When we do flow, meaning one pose to the next pose to the next pose, we want to go slow enough to make sure that alignment is working for us, right? So you never go super quick. You don't have to keep up with me or anybody else. Come into good pose first. That's way more important. Doesn't matter. All right, we're going to add on just a little bit more. We're going to see how my memory is for poses in a row. Let's see how we do. Inhale up, everybody. Exhale, nice forward fold. Walk your hands to your left. Come into a lunge with your left foot forward. Remember, always, your knee can be down. Lots of these poses can be done with knee down. All right, squeeze your belly. Hands to knees, push up, inhale up. Exhale, hands to your hips, straighten your front legs. Squeeze, scissor squeeze those legs towards each other. Here's where it'll get tricky, right? Again, big deep hinge from your hips. Walk your hands maybe to your shin, maybe to fingertips, and breathe. Pyramid pose. Variation of pyramid. Big deep breath. Woo, yeah. We thought those hammies were open, right? Soften, soften, soften. Away, shoulders away from your ears. Bend your front leg. Hands to knee. Press up. Inhale up. Transition warrior two. Transition extended side angle. Breathe. Turn yourself back to your front leg. Turn your back foot. Hands to the floor. Walk yourself to the middle. Maybe pause. And over to your right. Make sure the feet are wide enough. Knee up, knee down. Squeeze your belly. Take it to your knee. Think about it. Push into your back leg. Lift, woo. Lift your chest up. Take the arms up. Find your breath. Hands to your hips. Straighten your front leg. Hinge from those hips. Take the hands maybe to the floor, maybe to your shin. Your knee, your front leg does not have to be completely straight. Your hamstrings are going to dictate that. Breathe. You got it. Bend your front leg. Hands to your knee. Lift up. Arms up. Here's our transition. Back foot to the side. Front knee stays out wide. Warrior two. Are you smiling? You got this now. We got it. Elbow to thigh. Extended side angle. Breathe. Turn yourself over to your front foot. Straighten your back foot. Walk yourself to the middle. Pause here. Turn the toes out. Bend your knees. Come on up. Shake it out. See, my gal across the street, she's going, I was so smart to stay inside in the air conditioning. Everybody breathe. Good. Heel toe those feet together, everyone. right? So we think about flow and then we think about our breath. We're holding our breath. We're not getting oxygen. The muscles don't get oxygen. We just got to breathe. We got to do what we can do, right? And be aware of what our bodies are doing. So, I always want you to play in your bodies, right? Don't get too rigid. All right. Let's come back to the front of our mats. We're going to add uno más, one more thing. Have your blocks near you. I don't think we're going to go around because I don't want to have to mess with the blocks. So, inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Soften the knees and step back right leg. Your hands can be on your blocks or not. Okay, we're coming right back where we were before. Knee up or knee down. Awesome. Hands to knee. Lift up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Find your breath. Hands to hips, straighten your front leg. Find your balance here. I don't find balance if I'm not working strong in the back leg, right? And then scissoring the thighs and then pressing the front toe mound or the front ball mound of my front foot into the floor. Hinge from your hips. Maybe take your hands to your blocks, maybe to the floor. Find your breath. Nice deep breath, breathe. Chest heads across your thigh, right? So what that means is I'm not doing a C curve with my nose heading toward my knee. I'm reaching the chest forward and finding my breath. Good. Keep the front knee straight. Turn the back foot to the side position. Where did we just go? Triangle pose. Your one block can be to the outside angle, ankle of your front foot. Your hand goes to your block. Your other hand, your right hand goes to your hip. Open up your chest. Adjust your legs as you need to. And take the top arm up. Triangle pose. It's a free for all. It's a potpourri of poses. Everybody breathe. It's just like this amazing wake up for the body. All right, top hand comes down to your block. Transition your back foot. Bend your front knee. Hands to knee. Lift up. Inhale the arms up. Transition, warrior two. Transition, extended side angle. Breathe. Oh, that feels marvelous. Turn your torso back to the front. Back foot goes to the front. Hands to your blocks. Step forward. And then bend your knees and come on up. I'm just going to turn so I don't have my back to you that whole time. That would not be very nice. All right, breathe. Inhale, take it up. Let's finish it. Exhale all the way down. Big deep breath. You're going to step back with your left foot. Find your lunge. Find your breath. Come to your fingertips. Come to your knee. Press into your back leg. Lift up. Inhale the arms up. That's it. Hands to hips. That just helps with your transition. Straighten your front leg. Tilt forward. Hands to blocks, any height. Hands to the floor, your choice. Draw the shoulders away. Check your leg width. More important than leg length from a balance perspective. And just peel your chest forward over that leg. Right at the same time, and I haven't been cueing this in this class, but the same time that forward legs hip draws back, right? Hips are nice and even. Press into your big toe mound of your front foot. All right, here we go. Triangle pose. Maybe you take your right hand block and put it up a little bit higher. Turn your back foot to the side position. Your front leg stays straight. And then you push that hand into your block to lift up to triangle pose. Breathe. Yeah. Release, hand to block. Bend your front leg. Inhale, take it up. Woo! Bypass that knee, right? Turn your foot to the side position. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Big deep breath. Take the arms back to warrior two. Turn your right foot to the front and come on down, forward fold. Wide leg forward fold. Just breathe. Maybe you bend your knees side to side. Maybe you just shake it out a little. Good. From this forward fold, I want you to squeeze your inner legs towards each other. You are squeezing the biggest, brightest beach ball that you have ever seen in your whole life between those thighs. Tone the belly in, squeeze, and then lift up. And heel toe those feet together and shake it out. All right. We got our flow on. We got our flow on. I don't think I had enough sleep last night. I'm not sure. All right, so a little bit of balance work. Maybe your fingertips are to a wall or to a railing of some sort, right? We're just going to find our balance. Find a nice steady spot where your feet are reaching down into the earth. Remember how we started, right? That little meditation of feeling the energy of the earth coming up through your feet, up through your torso, all the way to the crown of the head, and then back down again. So shift into your left foot. Maybe your hands are to your hips. Maybe one hand is to a wall. Lift the heel of your right foot off the floor. And again, right, we always play with this sassy hip thing, so draw it in. Tone in through the lower belly. It's just going to help support your pose. And then take that right knee up to your chest. Some of you are going to stay right here. Take your right hand under your right thigh. Either your left hand's at the wall or it's up at the ceiling. And we work on balance. Those of you who would like a little bit more, take that hand back to your hip. Reach forward. You're either grabbing shin or your big toe. And you're seeing if that leg will go out. Mine's out to the side. Right? Breathe. You don't have to hold your big toe. You can hold your shin. You can hold behind your thigh. You can just let go. Breathe, everybody. That's it. And then release it and shake it out. All right, other side. Here we go. Squeeze it in. Can you have too much fun in a yoga class? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think you'd have too much fun. But too much giggling can definitely throw your balance off. So let's switch into your right leg, my left leg. Lift the heel off the floor. Squeeze in through that hip leg and lift your knee. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're just breathing here, finding that still spot. Maybe you reach for your shin or your big toe. Take the leg out. Breathe. And and then release and come on down. Yeehaw. All right. So we're coming back down toward the floor. Have a block nearby. Okay. Come back to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale it all the way down. Oh, good. Soften both knees and step back to downward facing dog. Have we done any this class? I think this might be our first. Pedal out your feet. Maybe we did one other. Just shake it out. Shake out the side body. Take the feet to the edges of your mat. Come to your tippy toes or the ball mounds, really. And then squeeze your inner thighs isometrically toward each other as if you were squeezing a block. And then press out the other way as if someone were pulling both knees apart. And then release, straighten the legs. Walk those feet back to hips width. Lower your knees to the floor. And then come on to your backs. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. You got your block. Don't forget. And come on down. So pause for a second, right? That was a whole bunch of flow. So we just take a moment. Go, oh, how's this feel? How does it feel now? We're in the same position that we started in. How's that feel in your body? Is it different, right? It doesn't have to be better, worse, but is it different and can you notice? I'm definitely sweatier than when I started. All right, grab your block. I'm just a goofball today. Set that block under your sacrum. I should not have to say this. Make sure it's not under your lovely lower back, right? If that block is sitting in your low back muscles, it will not feel good. If being in this bridge pose at this level is too much for you, grab your blanket or your towel instead and put that under your hips, right? You don't have to be up on block. The biggest thing with this is making sure that the shoulders are pressing back and that your head, your chin isn't tucked way into your chest. Should be pretty neutral, right? Everything up this way should be pretty neutral. All right, press your feet into your floor, bend your elbows, right? And press the upper arms and shoulders into the floor. Chest is going to rise a little bit. Your fingertips are just heading up toward the ceiling. They're in that direction, but don't like overextend them. Press into your upper arms and shoulders and feel how that makes your chest rise. Press into both feet and lift your hips any amount off your block, any amount. Pressing the upper body. All right, here's where it gets a little tricky. Just see if you can push into your right foot and lift your left foot off the floor. And then lower that down. Push purposefully into your left foot and lift your right leg. Woo, good. Now, you know how to do it. Let's march in place for 10. You got the block here for a little safety. So come on down if you need to and lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Press into both feet. Press your hands down to the floor. Bridge pose. And lower down to your block. Oh, hallelujah, right? That walking in place, so good for your hips and your glutes. Very tricky, especially if your SI joints, your sacroiliac joints are a little unstable. That can be tough. So mindful, mindful. If you have to, right, you're just squeezing and walking in place here. Should have said that earlier. Let's do one more set, everybody. Press into your forearms, press it, or into your upper arms, press into your shoulders. Chest is already lifted. Lift the hips off the floor. Find your breath. Maybe march in place. Give me 10. 1, give me 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press up. press your hands into the floor. Squeeze the legs isometrically and lower down. I know. Bring your right knee to your chest, straighten your left leg. Just breathe, little stretch here, little release for the hips and the back. Nice deep breath, everybody. Good, bring your left knee in, stretch your left leg long. Bring your left knee in, stretch your right leg long. I think I said that right if I were mirroring. That's it. Bring your right knee in, both feet to the floor. Press into your feet, lift your hips, move your block out of the way, and set your hips down. Bend both knees, bring both knees to chest. From here, I just want you to take your arms outside your legs so that your elbows wrap around your thighs. Maybe hold your fingers and take the legs up to a completely different version of Happy Baby, right? So in Happy Baby, it's a tricky little pose. Your shins are supposed to be relatively parallel with the wall. So they're relatively straight up and down. Your feet are as if they were stepping on the ceiling. A lot of times we'll really round in this pose. We take our hips off the floor, right? So maybe press the sacrum down a little bit and create a little bit of space in the lower back. So some of you are just going to stay here and check it out. This is supposed to be a release of the hips, Happy Baby pose. But maybe some of you, instead of holding onto your hands, use your hands behind your knees. Some of you are going to go to shins, right? The knees head towards side body, the shins relatively parallel. And then some of you are going to maybe grab your big toes or the outsides of your feet, the pinky sides of your feet. Don't worry about a big old space behind your lower back. Just try to put a little bit of weight at the sacrum so that you're not overly rounding. Maybe you rock a little side to side. Maybe breathe. Happy Baby pose. It's a whole lot better. They used to call this dead bug pose, or one of the names I learned from this was dead bug. Happy Baby's much better. Deep breath. And then bring the soles of the feet together if you can. And either hold your feet or hold your ankles and just let your knees splay out to the sides. And then very gently lower those feet to the floor, still in Baddha Konasana, still soles of the feet together. If your blocks are in reach and you want to use them, you take one block to each outer thigh and let those legs be a little bit more comfortable. But otherwise, you're letting the knees splay out. You're softening into it. Don't overarch here. Taking a nice deep breath. Exhaling and letting it go. And again, inhale, deep breath. Exhale, let it go. One more, inhale. Exhale, let go. Use the hands outside your thighs. Draw your knees together. Take one foot to the corner of your mat. Take the other foot to the corner of your mat. Take the hands down at your sides. I want you to squeeze everything to center. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your fists squeeze. Your shoulders press. Your belly squeezes. Your legs are super tight. And then exhale, let go. And just one more here. Squeeze everything in. Squeeze, maybe squeeze your face. And let go. And then snuggle into your Shavasana. Shoulders are soft down to the floor. If your lower back is chatty, something is under your knees or your knees are bent. And as you breathe in, imagine the whole back side of your body is drawing the breath in. And then you're exhaling back out through the back body to the earth. And as you breathe in, you're taking it in from the earth. And you're exhaling it back to the earth. We move into the rhythm of our bodies. We move into the rhythm of the earth. Move into the energy of the universe. Feel yourself softening even more. And for those of you who might be ready, start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Those of you who are happy in Shavasana, please stay. As you slowly, slowly draw your knees toward your chest, rocking side to side. Allowing the knees to fall to one side or the other, curling all the way over to fetal pose. And then coming all the way back up to your seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart, everybody. Remember how good this life is. Bow to your own inner grace and wisdom. And namaste.
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 Hmm.